What's up, guys? In this video we are going to talk about how the best, easiest, most effective way to stay healthy is actually the cheapest also. So if you've heard all of this stuff about how you can't eat healthy because it's so expensive and you can't be healthy because organic food costs more, I'm just going to tell you right now that you're wrong. I don't want to be rude about it because it's possible that you just don't know. But I'm going to break it down for you right now. Okay, so before we get into that, if you have not subscribed to my channel and you like videos that are kind of like this, like a little bit outside the box, maybe non-mainstream health and fitness stuff, why don't you subscribe to my channel? Because I make those kinds of videos pretty much every day. All right. Also, this video was brought to you by legendarysuitjamas.com. They make silk pajamas that look like suits, exactly like the one that I'm wearing right now, which just happens to be one of their products. So if that's interesting to you, I'll put a link in the description. Check them out, do your thing, so on and so forth. All right, now let's talk about how the best, easiest way to stay healthy is also the cheapest. All right, now as I mentioned earlier in the video, you, I'm sure, have heard, and maybe you've even said this, how healthy food is expensive, and that's why rich people are healthy. And you know, there's this thing called systemic racism, right? I remember when I used to drive for Uber, and this has to do with the main point, I promise. When I used to drive for Uber, I remember I picked up this guy. He was very nice. He looked like, you know, he was like this tall black guy, looked like a, I don't know, basketball player or something. And I was asking him, you know, as Uber drivers do, how are you? Where are you going? What are you doing? And he basically told me this whole spiel about systemic racism, about how, for example, wealthy areas will have fewer or no fast food restaurants compared to poor areas in a city, let's say. The example that he gave me is that in Beverly Hills, for example, there's no McDonald's, which is true, okay? And if you go to San Fernando, for example, in LA, you've got a McDonald's or Jack in the Box or whatever every couple blocks. Another example that he gave me is that the law on buses is that you are not allowed to bring more than 2 shopping bags on a bus. Okay, so people who are poor and who can't afford a car are more, you know, they can do less grocery shopping essentially, and they have to eat at fast food restaurants. Okay, we talked about it for a while. He was a very nice guy, and all of that stuff is true. Okay, and let's give some more examples. Organic food, expensive, right? Organic, arguably better if it's actually organic. Let's pretend it is, okay? All that stuff is actually organic and not just fake organic. It's more expensive. You know, expensive drinks like kombucha, which is arguably healthy. When I was in New York, like it's $4 a bottle for probiotics essentially in a fizzy drink. It's healthy, it's expensive. How do you argue with that, okay? Now, he's right about everything, okay? That is 100% right. However, that is not the way to be healthy. Okay, now I'm going to tell you 3 things right now that you can do, 4 really, that you can do basically for very little money. And if you are interested in improving your health, these will vastly improve your health way more than eating organic, you know, arugula, or is that the vegetable arugula, or is that the pastry? Fuck, I don't remember. Whatever, eating organic vegetables and shit like that. Totally meaningless. Don't waste your money. Okay, so I'm gonna break it down for you right now. Here we go. Thing number 1, obviously, fasting. You know, if you're watching this video, you've probably seen other videos that I've made about fasting or doing OMAD or the snake diet or the warrior diet. But essentially what you're going to do is you're going to limit your eating frequency. Now, what this is going to do is it's going to help control your body's release of insulin, okay? When you eat a lot of food, your body releases insulin, which is what makes you build muscle and store fat. Fuck, there's wind. So the fewer insulin spikes you have, the less your body is going to store fat. So long story short, eat less frequently. All right. Now this of course implies eat foods that are high on the glycemic index less frequently. If you're doing the warrior diet, I would argue that as long as you're active, or even if you're not really, it's okay to have an apple, it's okay to have a carrot, it's okay to have a handful of almonds. All right, that's number 1, reduce your eating frequency. Obvious, everybody probably knows that already, okay? Thing number 2 and this is kind of gross, but I mentioned it in one of my other videos, is that you can drink your own urine, right? Now, like, I really hope that I don't start talking about this in every single video, because this is already the second video that I mentioned it, but urine has a lot of health benefits that have been studied, you know, not by the medical community, but in various cultures, civilizations across the world. Drinking urine is a very common practice to heal everything from stomach issues to skin issues to, I don't know, Google it on your own, figure it out. Or better yet, just try it, okay? Try it for a week and see what you think the results are, okay? So that's thing number 2. Now let's talk about thing number 3, which I would say is probably the most important thing that you're going to want to do. You're going to want to start eating raw meat, okay? Preferably also raw dairy as well. But again, if you're poor, let's just say, for lack of a better adjective, if you're poor, you don't have a lot of money, you probably don't live anywhere where there's raw dairy. And if you do, you're probably consuming it quite a bit anyway, because you know the cow's right there and you're drinking milk from the cow. But if you don't, raw meat is definitely what you want to start eating. Now, if you can't get past the stigma of eating raw meat and you want to go have your cheeseburgers at McDonald's and you want to eat your KFC and you want to drink your Diet Coke and you think that's going to be good for you because there's no calories in Diet Coke, I don't know, you know, are you trying to be healthy, or you're trying to cheat? Because that type of attitude is really just from people who are looking for shortcuts and don't want to make the hard choices that are necessary to make to get the big boy results, okay? If that's you, if you're ready to put down the Diet Coke and do what needs to be done, then you have to start thinking of doing things that are a little bit unorthodox. Okay, stop listening to the mainstream media, stop listening to the medical community, and listen to me. I'm wearing a tie. No, I'm joking, but I'm actually not joking. Okay, so raw meat, why is it so good? Number 1, you don't need to worry about diseases or anything like that. I have eaten pounds and pounds and pounds of raw meat, never once had a single problem with anything. In fact, I've had more problems with cooked meat than I have with raw meat. Okay, and also, by the way, I just found out that the beef that I have been buying in Japan is actually pork. So I've been eating raw pork for about a month, not a single problem. And if you're thinking that this pork is from Japan and it's somehow better pork, no, this pork is from America, okay? It says on the package from the USA. All right, so, you know, it's fine, okay? Now, I've never had raw chicken. It just sounds kind of gross to me. But raw beef, raw pork, I've had raw squid, sushi, raw fish, obviously. It's all fine, it's all good. I feel great from all of it, okay? Now, specifically though, what are the benefits of raw beef? The nutrients that are in raw beef and raw liver are kept more intact when you do not cook it. Okay, like I think one of them, only one I can think of off the top of my head, is vitamin B in liver. And when you cook liver, for example, which is the most nutrient dense food on the planet, you destroy the vitamin B, or B12, I think. Okay, so how much is liver, by the way? Is it expensive? No, it's very cheap. I think, you know, when I was in Vietnam, I've said this before, but I was buying a kilo of beef liver a day for $1. Now, where you live, it's probably not $1 unless you live in Vietnam, but it's very cheap, I'm sure, because liver is considered trash, really, by most butchers. Because most people don't want to eat liver, they want to eat the muscle meat. So I would encourage you to take advantage of that and eat the most nutrient-dense food on the planet, literally the most, number one spot, okay, for nutrient-dense foods is liver. Beef liver, chicken liver, pork liver, whatever you want. Honestly though, I'd stay away from raw pork. Just because I've been eating raw pork and I haven't gotten sick doesn't mean, you know, honestly I think I've just been lucky. I'm gonna keep doing it, you know, but I'm not gonna recommend that, okay? Beef and, what was the other one? I guess just beef and chicken liver is good, okay? So, liver, number one most nutrient dense food on the planet. Definitely start eating some of that. It's very cheap, for sure cheaper than those Hot Pockets that you're buying. For sure cheaper than, you know, bagels and bags of chips and whatever. Like, if you're buying that stuff and you're complaining about being unhealthy, I don't know, like, you honestly don't even really have the right to complain. You know, I'm sorry to say that. Maybe you have some awful health condition, you're diabetic or whatever, overweight, but you're gonna blame somebody else for you eating bad food? Like, why? How do you logically like make that connection? Okay, what was the other thing? We talk about fasting, urine, meat, and exercise, okay? Planet Fitness is $10 a month. If you don't have a membership to Planet Fitness and you live close to a Planet Fitness, like, you literally have no excuse, okay? Now that I think about it, I mean, okay, you do have an excuse, which is that you just don't know, you know? You maybe didn't know that liver was the most nutrient-dense food on the planet. You didn't know that eating raw meat is actually better than eating cooked meat. When I eat raw meat, I don't even feel like I've eaten anything, but I'm full. I'm satisfied. Okay, maybe you didn't know that Planet Fitness was $10 a month. That's possible. But now you know. Okay, now you've seen my video. You've got no excuse now. Congratulations for watching all 11 minutes of it, by the way. And yeah, that's basically it. You know, and if you, let's say you can't afford $11 or $10 a month for Planet Fitness, go to the park, do some push-ups. You're watching YouTube right now, type into YouTube 30-minute home workout. Go do some burpees. Like, it's in your hands to do it. It doesn't cost any money. Stop making excuses that being fit is too expensive. You know, you can come up with any excuse that you want about why you don't have something. There's only one reason why you would have it. And this goes for money or for whatever goal you have in your life. But there's a million reasons why you'll fail, only one reason why you won't, which is that you wanted to succeed more than anything else and you were willing to do whatever it took to get there. Okay, so that's my little spiel about how to be healthy if you're broke. Tell me what some of your health hacks are that don't cost any money. Okay, I've told you 4 of mine. Tell me what some of yours are. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you like to do to stay healthy that doesn't cost, oh my God, any money. Okay, leave me a comment, subscribe, check out legendarysuitjammers.com. Peace.